Well, hello everybody. It's the weekly Pele report for March 27th. Going into April for April Fool's Day. Coming around here in 2024. The moon is going into Scorpio probably as I am talking right now. And, she's going to square Pluto over there in Aquarius, trine Mars in conjunct the Sun today. And move on by, tomorrow she'll trine Saturn, oppose that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction over there in Taurus, and, keep on moving to trine Venus. By Friday, she's going to be going into Sagittarius. And she's going to trine Neptune, square Mars. Saturday trines the moon, trines the sun, squares Saturn. She's just cruising along. We really don't have the third quarter square moon for the Sabian symbol. It's at 12 degrees, 52 minutes of Capricorn. I'm going to read you that Sabian symbol. That is not until Sunday. It's mostly moon aspects. We don't have a real lot of planetary aspects going on. There is one Venus sextile Uranus from Pisces down there to Scorpio. Yeah, there's a lot of water in that river. A lot of snow melt. And then a lot of rain. Rain and snow melt. This is the time. It's about time to get out those whitewater rafting. Oh yeah. What I really want to talk about today is, besides that moon, the third quarter square to the moon, Mercury stations to go retrograde on Monday. Yeah. And so Mercury is really slowing down. You can see it and understand it and see, in the mantra for this week. Has to do with some Mercury stuff going on. Mercury going retrograde. And, by Tuesday, I have to say that, the moon has gone into Capricorn, is trine Jupiter. But black moon Lilith, as you can see on the chart at the beginning, is opposite the sun, conjunct the south node. Yeah? Very interesting. Black moon Lilith sneaking up there through Libra. And, the sun is at 13 degrees coming around to the north node at 15 degrees by the time you hear the next Pele report. So let me find a little spot here that's not too loud and talk to you. All right. What do we want to talk about today? Today we want to talk about feelings. We want to talk about feelings because this is a very feeling time. As you can see in the chart that I posted up at the beginning of the report, we've got Pluto in Aquarius, Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces. Sun, North Node, Chiron, and Mercury in Aries, and Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. Everything clumped up over here. And the moon, so this is called a bucket. It's a bucket pattern, and the moon is the handle of the bucket. When she breaks out of that clump, right? And she goes through Libra, today Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. She's the handle on that bucket. And that is like a focal, it's like almost a funnel, right? Like all the energy is just coming right through that moon. So this is and the moon is changing, fluctuating, subconscious, feelings and emotions, the past, coming up, particularly in Scorpio, for these couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, before she goes into Sagittarius. You know, it's a water planet and a water sign, and so it's a water time. And then Mercury, our left brain, the monkey mind, slowing down, coming to a virtual stop. I don't want to go forward anymore from Aries into Taurus. No, wait a minute. I'm going back. I want to go back over Eris. The goddess Eris of discord. And go back, for 3 weeks we'll have that retrograde Mercury. But, so really today I want to talk so much about the context, first of all. I don't know if you saw the Eclipse special that I did, but this is a time period between eclipses. So we had the lunar eclipse, on Monday, and now I talked about we have this 2-week period before the solar eclipse. So things have been coming up in our relationships, in our own personal healing process. Around, our independence, autonomy, power, and strength, and courage. This is a time of really feeling either cowardly or courageous, but really moving, hopefully, from, the fearful into the courageous. This is what the North Node in Aries is all about, is the courage to face ourselves, to be ourselves, to stand in our truth, to know ourselves, and to take steps forward in life to manifest our dreams and our truth and our work. So this time period, and it's reflected in today's mantra, I spoke about as a time of reflecting and really considering and feeling into our habits and our past and our conditioning and how that is messing up our relationships and our lives and our path, right? It's like, we got to break out, of the past. And it involves some letting go, but it's, interesting what to let go of. So the other thing that is very, very big for me right now is 4 planets in Pisces. Mars has gone into Pisces with Venus. She's not going to be there much longer. She's cruising. She's going to come up to Neptune next week and then bop out of there. And Saturn is there for a long time. And, this Pisces is very beautiful. It is about reflection. Pisces is, to me, Pisces and Neptune has to do with spiritualization. Yes, the spiritual, the void, the multi-dimensional reality, the dreams, the fantasies that, that want to take us to heaven, that want to take us up and out and close this earthly chapter to move on into higher frequencies, higher realms, states of egolessness and selflessness. It's a very giving sign. And there's a certain quality of innocence and naivety, and that egolessness can be very vulnerable and very sensitive on so many different levels. So when Mars, the planet of I will, the ruler of Aries, and the North Node, and the soldier, charges into Pisces, woo! The ego gets a smacking. You little thing. Do you see that you are dealing with infinity? And just how small you are? Oh, man. And it's coming up to Saturn, too, you know, the Lord of Karma. I mean, this is really a time of humility, of humbling, of, you know, seeing our faults, our weaknesses. You know, this can be a time where, you know, Pisces can be very ideal, sees the dream and the ideal and wants the best. And oh my God, here I am. I'm just a human being. What do they call it? A bag of meat or meat bag or meat suit. Yeah, I'm a soul in a meat suit. You know, it's really, I mean, Mars needs to cave in. The ego will forces need to cave into spiritual channeling and become more of an instrument than assert our own individual wants and desires, and become an instrument of spiritual wants and desires. Yeah? And then we have Saturn for 3 years, from 2023 to 2026. You know, this is really looking at our karma, really looking at, you know, seriously reflecting on, yeah, you know, ending. This is, you know, it's a time of reflection and depression, and, you know, this is a very serious, sobering reality, you know, of looking at, you know, how we have not necessarily measured up to our own ideals. And, you know, there can always be, particularly with Neptune there, a strong desire to escape. And that is addictions. Using sex, drugs, rock and roll, you name it, but, you know, like, fill the void. I don't want to sit in the void. I can't take the emptiness. Give me work, give me Netflix, give me something to occupy my time, because to meditate and to still the mind and to fully come in and feel my heart, well, with Saturn there, a lot of grief can come up. Saturn rules grief, and it rules guilt, and it rules shame. Yeah, it rules judgment. And so this can be a time when we really sit with ourselves and see where we have not measured up. So it's a time to be very gentle with ourselves and very forgiving. And, you know, like, really take it easy on ourselves, knowing that we can just be inch by inch, step by step, day by day, just a tiny little bit better. But we may make it to perfection, we may not, because perfection is an illusion anyway. It's perfect for about that long. Whoop! And then there's another perfection someplace else. That's the way that it goes, isn't it? So, yeah, you know, I want to read to you, and it's amazing, again, the Sabian symbols for this third quarter square moon so fit in to 4 planets in Pisces. And then, you know, Mercury going, you know, like, no more charging. I want to reflect, redo, remodel, rethink. Mercury retrograde, yeah? So the 13th degree of Sagittarius, where the third quarter square moon, is a fire worshiper meditates on the ultimate realities of existence. The subjective quest for ultimates beyond the interplay of life and death processes. Beyond cultural enjoyment and the passion for accumulation of often unusable data of sense knowledge, stands the willful and determined adventure in consciousness of the occultist, the yogi, the mystic. The mystery of fire has always captured our imagination because it is the mystery of all transformations, wrapped in the enigma of death. In times when collective, perhaps total, death could be in store for humanity, the process of subjective meditation is fascinating an ever greater number of people. This symbol brings to us a stage beyond life itself. Are we ready to take this step, which the masters of yoga claim to have taken, to experience death and return to the same body? Are we ready to demonstrate our will to transcendence? A fire worshiper meditates on the ultimate realities of existence. Yeah. That's what I'd like to be doing, baby. Ow! Oh my God. But when you go to meditate, what happens? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the emotions and the feelings and the moon and the relationships and the state of the world and my physical body and whatever. There's so much. It's like it is this clutter, isn't it? That we really need to get out of the way. And we need to let go. I think we need to let go of some shame and some guilt and some failure and some self-criticism. And, you know, if we want to let go of some stuff, let's let go of some of the negative self-concepts that we have. And forgive ourselves. Which brings me a little bit more to the mantra. But this is a great one, you know. This is the degree of Mercury stationing. A large audience confronts the performer who disappointed its expectations. The necessity for mature preparation and self-criticism. I don't have to read the whole thing. I think you get it. Yeah? I mean, disappointment. Saturn in Pisces. Venus in Pisces. How we are disappointed with our partners. And we're disappointed with ourselves. And maybe we're disappointed with our kids or our parents or our family or the world at large. This is the time of, it's just a lot of stuff can be coming up during the eclipse. And the point of it coming up is not that it's real, not that you need to fix it, not that there's an emergency, but rather you just need to feel those feelings, reflect on those feelings, and try to make some personal changes for the better. Having mercy, yes, on the world, each other, and ourselves. This is a time where, spirit can really come in. And the more that we receive, the more that we are in a state of receiving. So this is the time period now. And this brings me to the mantra. Yeah, it is. I'm going to take an inventory on what I've said and done to date. Asking others and listening to all they have to say. So this is this 2-week period of time. The moon is moving through, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. She is beginning to, she's waning, and she's going through the relationship and society and other people. The square is even in Capricorn. External authorities, parent figures, bosses. So it's an excellent time this week. And I was thinking, you just put out a survey. Go around to your friends and say, now just how good of a friend am I? Go to your partner, how good of a partner am I? And don't just settle for criticism, but get the gold. Yeah? What have I brought to the relationship? As well as maybe how I have failed in some ways. But really try to balance it out. This is what inventory is. It's just, seeing what you've got. I remember when I worked in Silicon Valley, we would shut down for like 3 days every year to take inventory on all the capacitors and resistors and, ICs, chips and stuff, And it was at the end of the year. And it was like, okay, we're going to see what we've got, and, prepare and see what, have we made mistakes? Have we, miscounted? Have we miscalculated? Are there missing capacitors? Whatever. And then there'd be big trouble if the inventory didn't match what it was supposed to be. Oh my God. And then this is also a time what? It's frickin' Easter Sunday, right? Now Easter is a movable feast. It can go anywhere from the end of March to the end of April. It moves according to the full moon. It's the first Sunday after the full moon, after the equinox. I don't know if you knew that or not, but, this is, really a time where they want Easter to, fall at, the end of Pisces, the beginning of Aries. We have the crucifixion going down into the underworld, okay? And there is a resurrection after this, but it is a very good time. This is like the end of Lent, right? People have been preparing 40 days of fasting or whatever in the old days. So this is a very powerful time of year. We know that the church stole all of the natural pagan feasts. They took the winter solstice and made it Christmas. They took they took the equinox and made it Easter. They took the summer solstice and made it St. John's Day. And they took the fall equinox and made it Michaelmas. Yeah, celebrating St. Michael. And this is the same way that the church went and built churches right on top of the sacred sites all over the world. It's enough to just get me pissed. But that's more for next week when Mars comes around to conjunct Saturn. We can all get pissed. Oh, right now it's just about, like I say, you know, like listen, take it in, and reflect. And who knows, you could be pleasantly surprised, right? You know, it's like, you know, we used to do the circle in the MKP where you'd go around and you'd tell a man his gold, you know, and everybody would contribute and say, you know, this beautiful golden thing about you, you know, the treasure that you bring to the circle. And, you know, so, you know, yeah, take it all in, because, you know, this can really help, especially if you're down and out. You know, you can ask, you know, ask your friends, ask your partners, ask people around you, you know, hey, you know, tell me something good about myself. I'm feeling a little down today. I mean, this is Pisces is very vulnerable. This is it is a beautiful time of opening and being vulnerable and, you know, absorbing and listening and connecting, yeah, you know, on very high frequencies, very, you know, very beautiful ways. So, you know, we got this. We can do this, and then it's preparation, because, you know, then we know what we want to let go of, right? You know, I'm going to let go of this and this and this, and, you know, I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't want to say that anymore, and I don't want to da-da-da-da, and I'm prepared for that solar eclipse coming up, right? April 8th, solar eclipse, boom. Talk about it more next week, but so, you know, this is a great closing of the chapter. So a new chapter can begin. Yeah, baby. Ow! I'm going to take an inventory on what I've said and done to date. Asking others and listening to all that they have to say. If you've got a lot of courage, you could even do this not just with your friends and loved ones, but your enemies. This can be a time where you could really make amends with people who've hurt you, people you've hurt, where it hasn't gone right. And yeah, you could reach out, expand your survey a little bit, not just to the, you know, to the nice people, but to the people who bug you, who irritate you, who reflect your shadow. And you will have even more material. You know, you'll have some more stuff to let go of. Yeah, baby. So, yeah, I'll just leave you with that today. Wishing you the best. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.
Powder is the natural color of the stone. And the red color from the iron. Golden rain.